Live with ClickOrlando.com, this is News 6 at 11, getting results.
Now at 11, their game suddenly canceled. A local high school football team now in quarantine. Tonight, News 6 speaks with the head coach.
Also, breaking developments in the aftermath of Hurricane Sally. The first death reported, and the reason leaders warn the worst is far from over.
Breaking tonight, a near drowning leads deputies to a tragic discovery. This is News 6 at 11. I'm Matt Austin.
And I'm Lisa Bell. They find a child unresponsive in a nearby apartment. The scene unfolding on the 4800 block of South Orange Blossom Trail in Orange County. That is near Holden Avenue. News 6's Eric Sandoval is live at the Orange County Sheriff's Office where they are investigating. Eric?
Yeah, Lisa, deputies say they're still very early in their investigation here tonight, still trying to piece together exactly what happened. But here's what we can tell you leading up to this point. Deputies responded to Lake Tyler near Orange Blossom Trail and Holden Road about 4:45 this afternoon. News 6 was there soon after investigators say some people pulled a woman in her 20s out of the water there. She was transported to a local hospital and she's expected to be okay. But across OBT, deputies were notified that there was an unresponsive child in that woman's apartment. He was taken to Arnold Palmer Children's Hospital where he was pronounced dead. Now, that is all investigators are saying right now. We are working to find out what may have happened to that child. We're also working to find out what the woman involved in this may have to say about it. Tune in for the very latest starting at 5 o'clock on the News 6 Morning News. For now, we are live outside the Orange County Sheriff's headquarters. Eric Sandoval, getting results. News 6, back to you.
Eric, thank you. Also breaking in the past 90 minutes, the first death has been reported from Hurricane Sally. The mayor of Orange Beach, Alabama, says one person has died, another is missing.
And the now tropical depression is moving north, bringing some late night rain, actually, to Central Florida in some spots. Chief Meteorologist Tom Sorrell standing by with the latest.
Yeah, before it's over, we ought to see a little more rain out of this in a more direct way, like feeding in almost straight from the Gulf. Come look. Down now to a tropical depression, Sally, with wind speeds of only 35 miles per hour. It's about 30 miles south-southeast of Montgomery, Alabama. We knew it'd be getting close to Montgomery. It's going to continue that trek all the way across Georgia during the next 12 to 24 hours, zipping off the Carolina coast by Friday afternoon. This is what it looks like on satellite right now. You see the center located about right there, and all the big moisture is trucking towards Atlanta. Matter of fact, we've got rain from Montgomery all the way up to Macon, all the way past Albany now. Heaviest rain is right here, beginning to move up towards Auburn, up towards Columbus, up towards Butler, Montezuma, all those spots. And then you look at Atlanta, sitting on top of the heavier rain, or at least some appreciable rain, all the way down to Brunswick, Georgia. It's raining pretty hard. Now, for the moment, we're watching these bands trying to feed in to bring us a little more rain from this thing, too. But right now, in Central Florida, we've pretty much dried out, or at least stopped the rain. I'll be back in a few minutes to pinpoint the return of that big rain tomorrow and the cool down on the other side of the weekend.
Tom, thank you. Some new images of the drenching in the Deep South. Streets in Pensacola still underwater. Close to 20 hours since Sally made landfall as a Cat 2 hurricane. Tonight, officials warn the effects are far from over. Thousands in the Florida Panhandle may need to evacuate in the coming days due to those rising floodwaters.
The amount of rain that's being dumped to our north is going to impact places in the northwest Florida. So you're going to have these rivers that are going to crest. Maybe it'll happen tomorrow, maybe Friday.
During a briefing tonight, Governor Ron DeSantis said he will be in Pensacola tomorrow surveying the damage. He says nearly 600 search and rescue missions have happened so far, and 500 Florida National Guard soldiers have been activated. The governor says bridge inspection teams are out after a section of the Pensacola Bay Bridge went missing. Tonight, cleanup continues across the Gulf. Reporter Skylar Henry is in the hard-hit Alabama area with the latest.
As it slammed into the Gulf Coast, Sally turned land into lakes across the region. In Florida's Panhandle, the life-threatening storm flooded the town of Navarre.
We are trying to gather personal belongings that have been floating through.
Near Mobile Bay, Alabama, winds and pounding rain flipped this semi on its side. In Gulf Shores, close to where Sally made landfall overnight, the walls of this apartment building peeled off as Sally left destruction for miles around.
We started hearing all of our windows start to pop. Part of the roof started coming off and siding was ripping. We just rode it out.
We're gonna try survive this. We're gonna try go through this. and we're just gonna try to be safe.
Dozens of trees were toppled in and around this park here in Mobile, Alabama. Downed power lines in the area have left tens of thousands of people without electricity. Torrential rain battered Pensacola, Florida. Some areas receiving up to 30 inches.
Looking at water of this nature, people should be very, very careful. It is hazardous. Do not try to go out in there.
The storm even collapsed a section of the 3-mile bridge across Pensacola Bay. Florida has activated 500 National Guard soldiers to help in Sally's aftermath. Skylar Henry, CBS News, Mobile, Alabama.
Just hours ago, a local strike team was deployed to help with the recovery in the Panhandle. It includes 24 members of the Orlando Fire Department, Orange County Fire Rescue, and Seminole County Fire. The group specializes in swift water rescue, structural collapse, and more. Crews from Orlando Utilities Commission and FPL also headed to the Panhandle to restore power. FPL shared this video with News 6. The governor says most of the Northwest Florida area is without power. About 135,000 in Escambia County alone.
COVID cancels kickoff for a high school football game. Now tonight, one of the coaches talks with News 6 about the sudden decision. The district says the Evans High School football team, coaches and trainers are now under quarantine following positive cases. They were supposed to play West Orange High tomorrow. News 6's Nikki Zizaza spoke with the Evans head coach.
It was a possibility.
We get to the finish line but can't finish the race.
Head football coach of Evans High School, Vernon Mitchell, says what some predicted is now official.
It was tough to, let them know that was going to be the case, and it was like the kids had their hearts snatched out of their chest.
Orange County Public Schools announcing Thursday night's football game between Evans High School and West Orange High School will not be played after 5 tested positive for COVID-19 following the district's required rapid testing for football players.
Right now we've been, shut down for 14 days. Who knows what's going to happen when we come back.
The announcement came in a statement to OCPS families, a decision affecting Eric Schwalbach, whose son plays for West Orange.
I would rather them be safe than sorry, because it's not just the kids. If the kids get it and they take it home to somebody else, then it's putting somebody at home at jeopardy as well.
The decision to call off the game was reached after a discussion with the Florida Department of Health. Players, coaches, and trainers with Evans High School now in quarantine as 9 other games are set to go on. Superintendent Barbara Jenkins saying during Wednesday's medical advisory committee, the students who tested positive were all asymptomatic.
At the end of the day, your life and your well-being and your family's well-being is more important than football.
Now, the district says this does not impact the entire student body because of that face-to-face football player cohorts that was established. However, as a precaution, they say the school will undergo thorough cleaning. Nikki Zizaza, getting results, News 6.
Nikki, thank you. As of now, the district says the West Orange High School football game is still set for next Friday. Meantime, 6 more teams will be tested tomorrow.
Okay, so just when you thought construction on I-4 could maybe be getting closer to an end, think again. State transportation leaders now eyeing a new multi-million-dollar project near the attractions. Of course, it's to help ease congestion, right? Eventually. These renderings from the Florida Department of Transportation show the proposal. It would reconfigure the interchange at I-4 and State Road 532. Work on I-4 would add an auxiliary lane going in each direction, which would allow drivers to merge with traffic. Workers would resurface I-4 from the Polk County line to 417 near Disney. Combined, the projects would cost about $34 million. Tonight, people who live nearby sounded off on that plan during a virtual public hearing.
I'm concerned regarding the disruption that there will be in terms of traffic and being able to get in and out of the area once this work begins.
Improvements are badly needed, so while it may be inconvenient, we should all look forward to this and its completion.
So crews are still in the design stage, but they hope to break ground in the spring of 2021. The road work would take 1 to 2 years.
Well, an out-of-control car barreling toward a store. Children in the direct path. Next at 11, the close call.
Plus, a major airline's new defense against COVID-19. Leaders say it protects surfaces for a week How this robot attracts the germs before puncturing them. Troy?
As face mask ordinances remain in effect in Central Florida, many are asking, when will a vaccine be available? Hear from local and national health officials about when you might be able to get a dose next.
You're watching News 6 at 11 live on a Wednesday night. We're getting results for Astor, Port St. John, and all of Central Florida.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Rubenstein Law. Live with Matt Austin, Lisa Bell. Weather with Chief Meteorologist Tom Sorrells. And sports with Sports Director Jamie Say. This is News 6 at 11, getting results.
As the United States reports more than 6 million coronavirus cases and nearly 190,000 deaths, the head of the Centers for Disease Control says it will likely be months before most Americans will be able to get a COVID vaccine.
The president giving a different outlook tonight. News 6's Troy Campbell has perspective from a Florida doctor.
Yeah, here in Orange County, of course, there is a mask ordinance, and the director of the CDC and a professor at UF Health say wearing a mask like this one is one of the most effective things someone can do in order to stop the spread of COVID-19, especially since they say they don't expect a vaccine for the masses for several months.
I might even go so far as to say that this face mask is more guaranteed to protect me against COVID than when I take a COVID vaccine.
CDC Director Robert Redfield saying Americans should be wearing facial coverings. Redfield adding a COVID-19 vaccine is expected to be first available to high-risk Americans as early as November. Adding a mass distribution won't be available until March at the earliest. President Trump saying, however, 100 million doses of the vaccine could be distributed by the end of the year and would be ready for shipment within 24 hours of a CDC emergency use authorization.
Continue wearing that mask. I think that wearing a mask is one of the best ways to prevent COVID-19.
Dr. Cindy Prince is an assistant professor of epidemiology at the University of Florida. She says a COVID-19 vaccine for the masses will likely be distributed in the middle of next year.
I think that the scientists usually have the realistic point of view of when a vaccine is going to come out. You know, I think politicians, they want to be hopeful and they want to give hope.
President Trump commenting on Director Redfield's remarks.
No, I think he made a mistake when he said that. It's just incorrect information. And I called him, and he didn't tell me that, and I think he got the message, maybe confused.
Redfield doubling down on his Twitter, saying he believes a vaccine will be effective, but once again states wearing a mask and staying away from crowds is the best defense to stop the spread. In Orange County, Troy Campbell, getting results, News 6.
New at 11 now, some terrifying moments captured outside a store. Video shows a driver just plowing into a building, barely missing two kids near the street. This happened in Turkey. According to reports, the driver lost control of the car just moments before the crash. The kids' parents were shopping nearby. 3 people were rushed to the hospital, but incredibly, they're in good condition tonight.
Popping germs tonight. United Airlines lays out a new defense against the coronavirus. The company posting this video on Twitter of its deep cleaning robot. So here's how the Nova Rover works. It sprays an antimicrobial mist, which forms a protective barrier on surfaces. The barrier resembles a bed of pins, attracting the germs and puncturing them on contact. United says it protects surfaces for at least a week. Right now, the robot is being used on United aircraft in Chicago. The company says it expects to expand its use to its 6 other hubs and roughly 200 U.S. airports.
A bed of pins. Interesting.
Lovely.
New things every day. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Tom Sorrells. Tom, guide us through the chaos, please.
Don't you think they should have been cleaning my plane like that all along?
Why not, right?
I mean, dude. You mean you didn't used to clean the plane? Okay, I'll stop. Take a look at what's going on tonight into the tropics. We were discussing this earlier. 70% chance this could develop. It's just meandering. I kept waiting for it to go inland. It's hanging. Sally's up here. We'll address more about Sally in a moment. Teddy's a Category 1 storm. Could grow up to be bigger. Vicky's going to go north and die. And this thing's been pushed from a 70% chance down to a 60% chance of developing. I'll show you the Euro model in just a minute. I want to start out with Sally again, if you're just tuning in. Dothan, Alabama to Montgomery is where it is right now, pouring the big rain in there. But some of the rain is already getting into Atlanta, and even some of the rain will come see us. 11 p.m. advisory has winds of 35 miles per hour, gusting to 45. Pressure's on the way up. It's up to 995 millibars all going the right way. And look, it has sped up even more to the northeast now at 9 miles per hour. Should continue that trucking right on through tomorrow. Here we go. Big time rain falling across parts of Alabama into Georgia tonight. Warner Robins, wet, Macon, wet. Even as far north as Atlanta, it's getting into the perimeter now. Big time heavy rain beginning to show up. Heaviest band that's left with it is kind of, I can't say it's dissolving. It's still there and it's marching our way, but it's going to, not be as intense by the time it gets to us. Scattered showers that we had earlier today have long since died out. That's what we want. We want a calm overnight. No worries there. Through the day tomorrow, some of these little spotty showers will begin to develop, and more of the heavy rain will show up in the afternoon. Next couple of hours, not too much rain, but a few little spots. And over on the Gulf Coast, there comes the banding, so some of that may get to you before tomorrow morning. Real quick now, here's the Euro model. You'll see Sandy going in here and doing its thing, but out here's what I want you to watch. Teddy first, going up to the north, and then comes the waves in behind it. Upper air flows going this way, so it kind of pulls all that up, which is good. We want those things to go north. We want them to die. Yeah, we do. 80 degrees right now on the launch camera down at the Cape. Winds from the southeast at 14. Titusville 79, Palm Coast 78, Melbourne 78. Across the interior, not really warm there either. 78 in Orlando, and Ocala holds at 77. Tomorrow, this thing moves all the way over to Macon and beyond into Augusta and Columbia. High rain totals are expected up there in South Carolina, like 3 to 4 inches they have to get ready for. We're not going to have nearly that much rain. Here's tomorrow, 10:30 in the morning. Here it is by 3:30. See how the bands are falling apart as they come into the middle part of our viewing area. By 7 o'clock tomorrow night, we slow down. Then on Friday, still some rain, but as the day wears on, most of it is well south. Southern Brevard County getting the bulk of the rain on Friday. Heading into the weekend, back to average stuff. Low tide is 75. Here's tomorrow.
Your forecast brought to you by Del Air Heating and Air Conditioning.
We got big changes coming in the 7-day, but for tomorrow, still back to about 92 degrees. Check out the 7-day forecast. High tomorrow, 92. Rain chance 50%, 60 and 70% into the weekend. But watch this. Cold front arrives Sunday into Monday, and look at those daytime highs.
Wow.
Yeah, look at that.
How many months has it been since we've seen the 80s?
Been a long time since we rock and rolled.
All right. Thank
Troy's
you,
in the morning. Sleep tight, neighbors. I'll see you tomorrow.
Sports Director Jamie Say joins us now.
Jamie, the Big Ten reverses course today. Will the Pac-12 do the same?
Well, it's the only Power 5 not playing football now this fall. I think the Pac-12 is going to join the party. Those details are on the way. Plus, nighttime is always the right time, and that would be 3:30 this Saturday. When UCF kicks off at Georgia Tech, we're hearing good things about quarterback Dylan Gabriel, too. That's next.
Here are tonight's winning Powerball numbers: 31, 10, 17, 51, 53. The Powerball is 1. And cash for life: 6, 7, 30, 32, 39. The cash ball is 3. Good luck.
It's your Wednesday, September 16th, Florida Lotto with Extra and Fantasy 5 games. I'm Ken Iflin. Tonight's jackpot is $3 million. Tonight's extra multiplier is 5, and your winning Lotto numbers for tonight are 44, 17, 43, 15, followed by 35 and 3. Now let's play Fantasy 5. You could win hundreds of thousands of dollars. Tonight's winning Fantasy 5 numbers are 28, followed by 19, 11, 31, and 21. So tonight's winning Lotto numbers are 44, 17, 43, 15, 35, and 3. Your extra multiplier is 5. And your Fantasy 5 numbers 28, 19, 11, 31, and 21. Bigger games, brighter futures, and more winning moments. The Florida Lottery. It's your ticket.
Welcome back to News 6. The big news in college football today came from the Big Ten. The league reminding us, yes, there are 2 paths you can go by, but in the long run, there's still time to change the road you are on. The Big Ten announcing it will play football this fall, not in the spring. Tom Sorrells is a happy Buckeye fan. Ohio State, Michigan, Penn State, and 11 other teams will start an 8-game regular season around October 24th. The Big Ten's 14 school presidents voted unanimously to begin the season next month, reversing their early decision to play in the spring. An early decision that was ripped by coaches, players, and parents. Now the Big Ten says it has access to better COVID testing and medical information.
A lot of the criticism that has been displayed over the last couple months, it really, I take it as we're passionate. We're passionate in the Big Ten.
Now the pressure's turned up on the Pac-12. It's the only Power 5 conference with no plan to play this fall, but wheels are turning out west. The Pac-12 tweeted a statement tonight saying it's eager for its student athletes to have the opportunity to play this season as soon as it can be done safely and in accordance with public health approvals. The governors of California and Oregon announced today that their states will allow contact practice and a return to competition. Saturday afternoon is nighttime. The UCF football team kicks off its season at 3:30 Saturday against Georgia Tech in Atlanta. It sounds like the Knights offense is ready to get its high-powered engine cranked up again. UCF was top 5 in the country in scoring a season ago, led by freshman quarterback Dylan Gabriel. Now in his sophomore season, Gabriel's working with the Knights' new quarterbacks coach, Joey Halsley, who talked to reporters today.
He's earlier with the ball than he used to be. He's not late and then trying to rip it in there. He's seeing windows, he's anticipating, and he's driving footballs all over the field. It's actually really exciting to watch.
I mean, I just expect us to go as fast as we possibly can, faster than we did last year.
It'll be fun. Meanwhile, the Miami Hurricanes are ranked 17th this week, and they visit number 18 Louisville on Saturday. The Canes and the Cardinals kick off on prime time at 7:30, putting Miami's new flashy quarterback in the spotlight.
Here's King back to throw, and now it opens up for him. He will dive for the end zone.
De'Ara King helped lead the Canes to their first win of 2020 last week against UAB with a touchdown run and a touchdown throw. The competition this week is obviously stiffer as King, the Houston transfer, makes his ACC debut, and he can't wait.
One of the reasons you come to Miami to play in big games like this. Louisville's a great team. If you watch them play last week, their first game, you can see they have a lot of great players. So it's me coming here. That's the reason I came here to play in big games like this Saturday night college football.
Be sure to check out After the Whistle this Saturday night. Ryan Welch and I will have extended highlights of the Miami-Louisville game. We're also going to break down UCF's opener at Georgia Tech and more. That's After the Whistle, this and every Saturday night at 11:35 on News 6. Orange and Seminole County high school football teams return to action tomorrow night. Now, as we reported earlier on News 6, the Evans-West Orange game is off after rapid testing returned 5 positive COVID results from Evans. But the rest of tomorrow's schedule is still on for now, and we will have highlights tomorrow night at 11. From kickoffs to tea time, the U.S. Open is usually played over Father's Day weekend, but not in 2020. The major tees off tomorrow morning at Winged Foot in New York. Tiger Woods starts at 8:07 in front of no fans.
What we're dealing with right now is not what we all want, but it's our reality, and it's the energy. It's just not quite. It's not quite the same without the fans.
All right, finally, baseball from this afternoon. The Rays hosting the World Series champion Nationals, and their manager, Davey Martinez, who went to Lake Howell. Game goes to the 10th, and check that out. Nats rookie Luis Garcia rips a 2-run home run, and he calls game. The Nationals beat the Rays by a final of 4-2. News 6 at 11. We'll be right back.
New at 11, a scare in the water. Volusia County lifeguards say a tourist was possibly bitten by a shark in Daytona Beach shores. The man from North Carolina says he was wading in waist-deep water when he felt something bite his foot. He did not see the animal and was treated on scene. Now, it comes just 24 hours after 2 shark bites were reported at 2 other local beaches. Yesterday, a 15-year-old was bitten on the hand while surfing in Ponce Inlet, while a 25-year-old man was bitten by a shark off Melbourne Beach. Both are expected to be okay.
T-minus 15 hours until liftoff. Tomorrow, SpaceX set to launch another round of those little Starlink internet satellites. Liftoff scheduled for 2:17 in the afternoon. Weather could have an impact if the launch happens. You can watch it live on News 6 and clickorlando.com. Tom.
I am hopeful weather's not a factor. There goes Sally all the way to Atlanta, Georgia with the heavy rain tonight. Some of the trailing feeder bands will stream towards Central Florida in the next 24 hours. I don't expect our rain to be nearly that heavy. Tomorrow, we're talking about a daytime high of 92. Rain chances up for the weekend, but next week we trend cooler. That'll be a big story tomorrow.
Looking great. Thank you, Tom. We break news at cliporlando.com.
Join us for the morning news. It starts at 4:30 a.m. right here. Have a great night.
Good night.